Hi, it's Carly McAvoy. I wanted to do a quick application for standard deviation of the mean. Suppose that you have a jug, it's not delineated anyway, and when you fill it, it follows a nearly normal distribution of 1.3 gallons and a standard deviation of 0.3. So you might be a little under a gallon, you might be right on, somewhere around there. What's the probability that the volume of one jug is more than 1.2 gallons? So in this case, we're just looking at one, and so if I go to geogebra.org, click on GeoGebra Classic, click on probability, I enter the mean, which I gave as 1.3, and the standard deviation is 0.3, and I'm looking for the possibility that x is greater than or equal to 1.2 or more than. So I can see here what I get putting those two values in and putting in x is greater than 1.2, I get 0.6306, which means I've got a little more than 63% chance of my jug when I fill it to be greater than 1.2 gallons. That makes sense because it's an average of 1.3, so probably it's going to be at least pretty close to that. Okay, then I'm going to do a second part here where I'm going to use the standard deviation of the mean. Second question, suppose you want to fill a 30-gallon tub by filling a jug 21 times. On average, how many gallons must each jug contain to be able to fill the 30-gallon tub? Well, if I just take 30 and divide by 20, I get 1.5. That means that each of my jugs, when I fill it, needs to be 1.5 gallons in order for me to fill that tub in just, oops, this should say 20 times. I changed that to 20, on just 20 times. Okay, so then I'm going to come down here and say I'm going to find out what my standard deviation of the mean is when I have 20 jugs and not just one jug. So I take my means, keep that the same, take my standard deviation, which was 0.3, and divide by the square root of 20, and that gives me a new standard deviation to use. And because I want each one of those to be at least 1.5, I'm going to have to put 1.5 in there where I put 1.1 before. I'm going to follow the same steps to get there. And what that's going to look like is, maybe I can make that a little bit bigger for you so you can see it. What that's going to look like is my mean is 1.3 still. My standard deviation, I said, was about 0.07, and I want everything to be 1.5 gallons or more. Now, if I was to move that over 2 places, that would be 0.21%. In other words, way less than 1% chance that I could actually fill that tub with 20 of those jugs. So that's because my average is 1.3, and I need all 20 of those to average 1.5. So I need all 20 jugs to average more than I expect it to be. And that's pretty rare for me to have all 20 jugs that way. All right, that's it for today. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.